Welcome to an exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ryan, your host, and we're actually going to be taking a look at, this is actually my first time watch, but this is my first movie, not first movie, but it's the first movie from Universal Studios, this time released in the 40s. Yes, and take a look at the first Universal movie. Well, it's not the first one, but it was made in the 40s by Universal Studios under their Universal Internationals division. And we are taking a look at the film, and we're taking a look at the first in the Ma and Pa Kettle series. This was released in 1947. This stars Fred MacMurray and Claudia Corbett, The Egg and I. Yes, I am tackling the first movie in the Ma and Pa Kettle franchise. There are 10 in total. I own 9 of them. And this is volume 1, and that's what I watched it. This has The Egg and I, The Further Adventures of Ma and Pa Kettle, Ma and Pa Kettle Go to Town, and Ma and Pa Kettle on the Farm. So these were released from the 40s and 50s. And yeah, let me open this right here. And the first one, like I said, they remain in the 40s and going into the 50s. So yeah, let's talk about the first one, which is The Egg and I. So the movie focused on Fred MacMurray and Claudia Corbett. Oh, I forgot to hear who the other cast is in this. This says Marjorie May and Percy Kimball. They play Ma and Pa Kettle. Well, Fred MacMurray and Claudia Corbett, they play, like I said, they play a couple. The film begins with them heading over to the farm. And basically, they're heading over. Let me see if I put that in. There we go. They're heading over to the farm. And they basically, they're a new couple. So they find a beat up old house, which is like, it's beat up. So they got to work on it. And then the two of them meet up with Ma Kettle. So she's like the runner. She owns that farm. And she also is married to a man named Pa Kettle, who basically also owns the place. And they have 15 children. I think it's 15, might be 10. I think it might be 8. I'm not sure how many children. I'm just going to say they had 8 children. So basically, they're a bunch of little rascals, and just craziness happens with them. And really, that's the gist of it. It's a lot. It's a ton of fun. I watched this with my grandmother, and in the previous movie, Money Pit, I did watch that with my grandmother. So we both liked it. Like I said, it's another black and white film. It's really cool to watch these old black and white movies because I'm discovering film history and that kind of thing. So yeah, the movie is just a ton of fun, and I really like the characters a lot. I think Fred MacMurray is outstanding. Claudia Corbett is incredible. I'm just in there like, wow. It's sort of the precursor to something like, I think this series was inspired by Green Acres, which also is another one that deals. This movie kind of might be the precursor to Green Acres. In that show, it was about a couple moving down to a farm. That's sort of kind of like this movie, but it's more than that. The house is sort of like its own character, but to be honest, the house isn't really in it. So there are just some funny, lots of fun moments, very funny moments. There's one funny moment in the scene where Fred MacMurray's character is on the roof, and he is putting nails on the roof, and she's got a bucket of water, and she's trying not to like fall over, and turns out she like falls down and lands in the bucket of water, a huge like spigot of water, and it's just, that is extremely hilarious. So the Kettles are just, like I said, they're a bunch of I don't want to call them rednecks, but they're likable. You want to like these characters, and that's what makes this a ton of fun in its own way. I really like this movie. It's it drags a little bit, but there are some moments. The scene where they're going to the dance is just great. There's also a scene before they go to the dance. There's a scene where the two of them are dressed up in formals, and wow, that dress, seeing that dress in glorious black and white, just looks incredible. So she finds this dress, and Claudia Corbett puts on this dress, and it's just, wow. That is one gorgeous woman. I will say that. Claudia Corbett was previously, but before she was in it, she was co-star with Clark Gable on the 1936 film It Happened One Night. And I was like, I know who she is. Like, oh, was she the actress in that? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wow. I just know, I'm just incredible. And yeah, Fred MacMurray, this was before he would go to Disney to make a few movies for Walt Disney. So yeah, it's a ton of fun. The dancing I gotta talk about is just hysterical. So the Corbett's character, I can't think of what her name is, but her character is literally like going to the dance, and she's dancing with the whole Kettle family, and it's just transition one scene to another. So she dances, she goes back there and goes with another Kettle. She goes that, goes off screen, dances another of the Kettle family. Wash, rinse, repeat, and she's trying to keep it up, but she can't really keep it up, and she just does all these wacky moves. So they're dancing the swing and all that, and she can't even keep up. And then all of a sudden, it's like, Fred MacMurray's character was like, well, if you don't dance with her, then you're going to be a snob. And really, yeah, that's just hilarious. It is extremely stupid humor, but I love it. So yeah, and it's just a great movie. It's a ton of fun. It's not perfect. I feel like it drags along. Although I love how her character talks to the audience at first. Then near the end of the movie, she talks back to the audience, and that ends the film. So yeah, is there any negatives? Well, I feel like it can be a little bit long. The movie is actually, to be honest, it felt a little long. This is an hour and 48-minute movie, so it can be long. But for those movies, if a movie can entertain me, I don't mind a movie being long, as long as the movie entertains me. Now, if it's awful, it's going to drag. This movie, Egg and I, kind of drags a bit. But that's much I'm going to say about this movie. Yeah, like I said, a very funny movie, but that's my only negative, is that it can get a little bit too long. So yeah. So that's what I have to say about it. So I'm going to give the Egg and I a 4 out of 5. I would have bumped it to a 5 out of 5 if it was not that long. But as it stands, it's a 4 out of 5. I think this is going to be a fun series. I do plan on covering. I also have volume 2, so like I said, there are 4 movies per volume, which is 9 movies in total. I don't know why the 10th movie is not on there, but yeah, that's, again, like I said, that is The Egg and I. So, yep, that's my review of The Egg and I. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content of the channel, I have tons of reviews, so you can head over there, like, comment, subscribe, click the subscribe button, click the bell, ring the bell to get all my notifications on what I do review on the film. Not on the film, on the channel. But I'm also on Letterboxd, and you guys can check me out on Letterboxd as well. So, yeah, check The Egg and I. Definitely worth seeing. So, yeah, and as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.